We are rounding out our show today talking with the Peace House. They support victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, and more. They support education. Here in our Park City, they provide temporary housing, emergency shelter. They have a hotline, many things to help support those victims right here. And we have Erica Carlson here to tell us about some recent developments. She is their marketing manager, communications director. Erica, how are you today?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's a great time to have you here as Peace House just had their spring luncheon, a big fundraiser to help continue these programs that are so needed here. How did that go?
It was amazing. It was a whirlwind. We have been working since January internally with both staff, volunteers, coordinators, and it's crazy. You spend months doing it, and then when you're there executing, it feels like 5 minutes. So
it was a beautiful event. I had the opportunity to attend. It was so great to see everyone and just to feel the support for your mission.
Absolutely, and we had some awesome guest speakers, a wonderful MC. As you know, Leslie Morgan Steiner was there. It was great to hear her story. We got some comments from Kendra, our executive director, and it was just really successful. We had a great time.
It's your biggest fundraiser of the year, and I haven't heard final numbers. How much was raised?
So our goal was $350,000, which is up in compared to previous years, and we are so very close. I believe we are just over 340,000, but we are still reconciling. There's still a lot to be done. As you know, also the event was hybrid, so we had some online donations, we had some in-person donations. We're hoping to know for sure by the end of the week, but if anyone wants to donate, you're welcome to on our website, just at peacehouse.org.
Well, it's so exciting, and it was great to see the donations coming in because you've seen an increased need throughout these past couple years for your services.
Absolutely, yes. We have mentioned before the pandemic has made things a little bit harder, and as we kind of weave in and out of that, we are still seeing the effects of having people really close together and not having the option to do as much as they used to. And so these situations can feel just a little bit more intense and can be a little bit more intense because of that.
And as you're seeing a need for these services, unfortunately, but it's nice that we have such a great resource here. You've actually changed at the Peace House, they've changed some of the missions and goals. Tell me about that.
Yep, so we are sort of expanding from focusing on domestic violence into interpersonal violence. And interpersonal violence can be a means by which someone exerts power and control over someone else, that it could be physical, sexual, financial. I mean, it's really much more broad. I think in some cases, Peace House can be seen mostly as a domestic violence shelter, and we really want to open that up and say, if you're experiencing any form of interpersonal abuse, please reach out to us.
And I know you encourage anyone to reach out, whether they feel like they're in need of immediate help or they worry that down the road they might need help, or a friend or a loved one needs help. You have a hotline, someone is always there to talk to.
Absolutely, yes. And statistically in Utah, pertinent to sexual violence and sexual assault, the cases are higher. So it is a need that we know that we have to address in our community. So there's a good chance that you may know someone who is going through this, and we just really want to be that resource for anyone who may know someone or is someone in that situation.
And does this shift in focus, or really expansion in focus, change some of your education programs?
We are working on sort of tailoring those things to be a part of that. Really, the new mission, vision, values launch just happened about a month ago, so that happened, and then spring luncheon happened, and we just have so much going on. But yeah, I mean, really what we would love to do is just expand and be far-reaching in the community and to work with partners as much as possible as well.
And I know I just quickly glossed over some of your programs, such as emergency shelter, temporary housing, education, but I'd love for you to share more about some of the specific things that you do offer at Peace House.
Yeah, we have a wonderful legal advocate at Peace House as well. Navigating the legal system can be difficult for anyone, so it's really amazing to have her there. And then we also have housing navigation. Again, can be hard for anyone, so really wonderful to have our housing navigators there. And then we have our awesome therapists, so they're always happy to help. They are trauma-informed therapists, and they just provide a really nice balance of mental health awareness for clients. And again, all these services are optional. So if someone doesn't feel that they need to or want to, they don't have to, but we do just have those options there in case they do need them.
And are you still noticing an increase in need, or does it kind of ebb and flow just depending on different situations and circumstances?
It does seem to ebb and flow. We have, like you were mentioning, emergency and transitional housing. So emergency shelter is much more short-term than our transitional would be. So transitional can last months and months, and it really is just dependent on what that client is comfortable doing as they move forward. And then calls, I mean, it's really a situation where you have to be ready to do that. So, I mean, yeah, it's hard to say exactly.
And I know we focused a lot on the monetary donations at the spring luncheon because that's what you need to be able to continue these programs at free or little cost to the people that need it. But you also are in need of other items to donate. If someone maybe wants to donate more or has a hard time donating financial things, you have food, you have lots of items that the Peace House consistently is in need of.
Yep. Something that we really love to focus on too is when clients do enter potentially emergency or transitional housing, like they have a fully stocked pantry. They don't have to worry about things like, you know, bed sheets or just really like essential everyday things that you may not think that you need, but then you realize when you get home you do. We do take brand new donations. Absolutely. We have a wonderful person who organizes the pantry. And there is a list on peacehouse.org of all the items that we do need.
And are you still in need of volunteers as well?
Yes, yeah, as we expand those programs and services, especially our hospital response team, we can use volunteers. There's an application on the website you're welcome to fill out, and then we just hired a volunteer coordinator, which we're so excited about. He's very new, but please send him emails, like he's ready to go.
And now that this spring luncheon is behind us, so successful, what are some other events that you're working on next?
Well, honestly, it's pretty far in the future, but Domestic Violence Awareness Month is in October, and we're pre-prepping that now, and then we'll have some events sort of come through in the summer months too.
Where's the best place to get more information? We want to make sure to shout out the website, the hotline, all those things so people can not only find Peace House to help donate if they can, but also find it if they need the services.
Yep, it's just peacehouse.org. The helpline number is 1-800-647-9161. We're also on social media. We do have newsletters, as you mentioned, and you're also welcome to call us anytime.
Well, thank you so much, Erica. Always a pleasure having you here in studio. Great to hear how well the spring luncheon went, and we so appreciate you, your entire staff, volunteers, everyone that comes together to provide this incredible resource for us right here.
Thank you so much.
All right, so that is it for our show today. It's been a busy 90 minutes full of many different topics. Really appreciate everyone for being here. Appreciate our in-studio guests, Blake, to talk about the scoreboard, also Erica Carlson from the Peace House, Kathy Anderson, and Jason Lee from Rocky Mountain Power. We'll be back tomorrow for Business Wednesday at 7 a.m. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.